What's going on, you guys? Welcome you guys to the channel. It's your boy Big Dog back with another one take review. And your boy finally finished Tokyo Revengers because y'all been killing me about, hey, nigga, what do you think about Tokyo Revengers? What do you think about it? What do you think about it? Well, I'm going to be honest from the jump. I think it's okay. I don't love it. Definitely don't hate it by any means. And I'm definitely going to be watching season 2, especially with that crazy ass cliffhanger that we got at the end of this season. But to me, one of the things about the anime, I'm going to get to the things I love and hate, because the first person I'm about to mention is somebody that I love and hate, and that's Takemichi. Takemichi is not that typical anime protagonist where, like, okay, he has everything figured out. You know what I'm saying? He knows how to do everything. He's the chosen one and nothing like that. No, he just kind of feel like he's a normal guy, and he just got put in some random situation where he's basically able to, like, go back in time into his own body and just kind of pretty much redo things and change the future. Well, I'm just like, oh, that's actually pretty cool, you know? And he's pretty much trying to save his girlfriend, Hina, from dying in the future because of the Tokyo Manji Gang. And they pretty much, them expanding in power pretty much caused the death. So, like, okay, cool, this guy's trying to save somebody. And that's essentially what, like, the show is revolved around, him trying to save multiple people in order to save this one person, because he's trying to save his friend Baji, trying to save Raccoon, a lot of different people in which he has to go back in the past to try to save them, or even Draken and Mikey, he has to save them from what's going to happen to them. So, and it ultimately results in him saving Hina. And that element I like, but I also have an element of Takemichi that I don't like. Whereas I'm just like, at some point, dude, I just want you, like, I don't need a character by the end of season 1 to be this hardened character, fully developed, fully fleshed out already, because that just won't make any sense. It's only been one season, right? But I just feel like his character kind of still stays the same. It's like the constant crying and that's coming from somebody whose second favorite MC of all time is Deku, you know? But at the same time, Deku always had those moments for me. Takemichi didn't really have a lot of those ones where I just grip onto and just like, oh wow, that's a great moment from Takemichi. Uh, there was a couple when he like fought the guy early on, the leader. I can't think of the guy's name because he's not showing up on the screen. But yeah, and that's one of the. It was so many characters introduced and so many different names. I tend to forget a couple. Obviously, I know Mikey and Draken, who are just completely awesome characters. Even though I personally like Draken more, I don't think Mikey's just necessarily it for me. You know, the Draken to me is just like, Draken's the one I probably would have looked up to. You know what I'm saying? If I was Johnson, not me now. Now they just like some little punks. But no, he was the one I think I like the most, and probably my favorite character throughout the series. You know, but that's pretty much all about it. It's about like gangs and stuff like that. So that part is cool, and like different organizations, the way they work. And you have Mikey's the leader of the Tokyo Manji Gang. You have Valhalla. You have there was a couple of you have Valhalla. You have Mobius. You know what I'm saying? All these different things. And it feels like erased with gangs though. That's essentially what it is. The only thing different about this and erased, when what's his name went back and erased, is when he went back in time and went into his body, he just pretty much had to live his life throughout. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't just like jump back and forth, you know, as much as he wanted to. That's pretty much what Takemichi can do. But there are a lot of moments in this thing where you kind of like get invested in certain aspects, but I just never felt any real connection. Or I would feel a connection for an instance, and then we off to save someone else. Like Akun, I really liked what they was doing with his character. It's just I kind of feel like at some points you forget all about what happened with him, and I don't really want to get away spoilers right now. I might do a spoiler talk another time or on a live or something like that. But like, I really don't want to get into spoilers. But like, what he did with his, or even Hina's character, I'm just like, what about Hina makes me supposed to care about her? Other than the fact that we knew she was Takemichi's girlfriend, we never actually really had to see them like interacting a lot. We saw him interacting with many other people more than we did her. So I'm just like, I know she died. Well, that's literally a plot point, so that's really not a spoiler. Like, she dies, and that's the whole point of him going back to the past to try to, change things so that won't happen to her. But like we had to like get connected to those two as a couple. And another thing that bothered me a lot, if I'm being real, is every time Takemichi would go back to the future, it's like his past self was a lot. I mean, his future self was cooler, and then boom, it's right back to the Takemichi that went to the past at first, like the crying, scary, that version. But every time you would just see when he go back to the future, it seemed like, okay, now Takemichi, look, you was doing your thing. Yeah, you was pretty cool. Or even when he go back to the past, it's like every version of Takemichi that we saw, that we didn't get to see, seemed to be cooler than the one that we saw. I'm just like, damn, can we get to that one? You know what I'm saying? But like the stuff with the gangs, I thought that was cool. You know, the infiltration, the people trying to deceive them, trying to pit people up against each other. I think all those elements work. It's just like there was also times where I feel like there were too much, where we was often on to the next thing, and nothing actually got a chance to breathe. And at some point, you kind of feel like you got repetitive with like the whole storyline, because one of the reasons I keep bringing up Erase, because it's the only one similar. Erase is a 12-episode series, so he go back one time and he just pretty much going through everything. Takemichi is constantly going back, change things over, and something else different happens. Something different happens. You just keep messing up, so it's just like, it feels like it's never ending. You know, at some point, either he need to go back to the past and stay for an extended period of time, or he go back to the future and stay an extended period of time. Because you never actually you never get connected, because you always going back to one or to another one, you know? So that was another one of my only gripes. I enjoy it. I think a lot of people hyped up the fights. I don't really think the fights were anything special at all. It was just normal fights, you know? A lot of gang fights and stuff like that. And the punches seemed like they were pretty brutal. I did like that element of it. But that was it. You know, I like it. But this is one of the reasons I wanted to wait till like nobody was talking about it before I watched it, because people were constantly telling me, you have to watch Tokyo Revengers. You have to watch Tokyo Revengers. It's the best new anime. It's the best new gen out right now. And I'm just kind of like, okay, I'm gonna get to it. And I know I have this like block in my mind where somebody constantly tell me to do something. I kind of don't want to do it now, you know. But I ended up watching it, and I was just like, I'm going to really give it a chance. And don't get me wrong, I don't think I turned it off. I was watching the dub, so when I first started, I just like, I did binge it. So that, it kept me interested. It kept me entertained. But I'd also like fade in and out too, just like, okay. All right. And it just be certain little moments where I'm just like, ooh, let's capitalize on this. They don't. And it didn't. You know, I think they had some good individual character moments, like legit moments where it's like scenes, but they never had any lasting effect on me. Overall, cool anime. Definitely watching season 2, because I got to see what the hell happened after that crazy cliffhanger. But yeah, that's my review of Tokyo Revengers. You guys let me know what y'all thought about it down in the comments. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you guys staying safe, and I'll catch up with you guys later. Peace.